Why did God destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah? And why was Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt? What exactly happened during the final hours before the destruction of these two infamous cities? In this Bible story, we will follow Lot, Abraham's nephew, as he lives through an unforgettable night that would end in one of the most dramatic events in the Old Testament. This is the story of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. For many years, the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah had become infamous for their wickedness. Violence and injustice had grown so great that God decided to bring both cities to an end. But before judgment came, he wanted to see whether there were still any righteous people worth sparing. So he sent two messengers to Sodom. As the evening fell, they arrived at the city. Sitting at the city gate was Lot, Abraham's nephew, and the moment he saw the travelers, he got up to welcome them. He invited them into his home for a meal and a place to spend the night. At first, the two messengers intended to stay in the town square, but Lot insisted so strongly that they finally accepted his invitation. Before the evening was over, an angry crowd gathered outside the house. The men of the city demanded that Lot bring his guests outside so they could do whatever they wanted with them. Lot stepped outside and pleaded with the crowd not to harm the strangers, but no one would listen. The crowd grew more aggressive and started pushing against Lot. At that moment, the messengers stepped in. They pulled Lot back inside, and suddenly the men outside were struck with blindness. Confused, they groped around in the darkness, but could no longer find the door. Then the messengers said to Lot, "Take everyone who belongs to you and get them out of here. God has decided to destroy this city because its wickedness has become too great to bear." Lot warned his future sons-in-law, but they thought he was joking and refused to believe him. And as dawn approached, the messengers urged Lot to leave without delay. And they took Lot, his wife and their two daughters by the hand and hurried them out of the city. "Run for your lives," they said. "Don't look back and don't stop anywhere along the way. Escape to the mountains as quickly as you can." Lot hesitated. He was afraid they wouldn't reach the mountains in time, so instead he asked if he could flee to the small nearby town of Zoar. The messengers agreed. They promised that the destruction would not begin until Lot had reached safety. And no sooner had Lot and his family arrived in Zoar than the sky grew dark. Fire and burning sulfur rained down on Sodom and Gomorrah. The cities were wiped out in a devastating catastrophe, and the fertile plain around them was completely destroyed. As Lot and his daughters continued to flee, his wife suddenly stopped. Despite the warning, she looked back at the city she was leaving behind and at the life she could not let go of. At that very moment, she was turned into a giant pillar of salt. Afterwards, Lot left Zoar with his daughters because he was afraid to remain there. They fled into the mountains and found shelter in a cave far from the ruined cities. And so Sodom and Gomorrah came to an end. Only Lot and his daughters survived the disaster, and Lot's wife remained behind as a lasting reminder of God's simple warning: don't look back. So now you know the story behind the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. If you want to find out what Lot was doing in Sodom, then watch our previous video. If you want to know more about what happened after the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah, stay tuned on this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for another Bible story.